This is not the end of the war in Gaza. It's the beginning of the end. The axis of terror that was built by Iran is collapsing before our eyes. Nasrallah is gone. His deputy Muhsin is gone. Haniyeh is gone. Def is gone. Sinwar is gone.
That is Iran's ring of fire he's talking about, quickly being squeezed and eliminated. Today, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowing to press forward. The White House may have a different view of that, however. After a year on the hunt, the IDF finally found and killed Hamas's top leader, Yahya Sinwar, the mastermind behind the terror attacks more than a year ago on the 7th of October. That's where we begin today. Dramatic stuff here on a Friday. I'm Bill Hemmer. Good morning. You've almost made it. And welcome.
Yes, we are almost there. I'm Dana Perino, and this is America's Newsroom. Before you get there, you got to get all of this. We got a lot coming for you. There's a stunning video. You got to see it. It shows the moments before the takedown of the terror chief. An Israeli drone flying into a ruined building in southern Gaza, capturing Sinwar's final minutes alive. And Bill's going to take us through that frame by frame in just a few moments.
So meanwhile, he'd been a marked man since the massacre of more than 1,200 Israelis. That's the deadliest day for the Jewish people, going back to the Holocaust. Now with his death, what happens next is a wide open question.
Matt Finn is live in Tel Aviv. He has the latest, and there's a lot of it. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Dana and Bill. Here in Tel Aviv, when the news of Sinwar's death broke, people ran out into the streets to cheer. And yesterday was actually a holy holiday, Sukkot, part of a holy week here. And so many people were not working yesterday here in Israel. They weren't on their electronic devices. It's a day really designed to reflect and pray. And so you can only imagine how much more welcomed the news was of Sinwar's death on an already solemn day. Sinwar's death sparking cheers here in Israel, from balconies to the streets, and also renewed hope, but mixed with concern for the remaining 101 hostages in Gaza. And that new stunning drone video shows the final moments of Yahya Sinwar's life. He's camouflaged amongst the rubble, clinging for life in the chair on the left. He flings a stick at the IDF drone, which is filming this. Sinwar was the head of Hamas, a charismatic leader and the mastermind of the October 7th attack. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Sinwar's image of being a fearless military leader has now been shattered.
Residents of Gaza, Sinwar ruined your lives. We told you he was a lion, but in reality, he hid in a dark tunnel, and he was killed when he ran away in fear from our soldiers.
Sinwar's death really begs the question of what will happen next. Well, Hamas just responded, saying in part it won't be stopped, releasing a statement reading, "It seems that Israel believes that killing our leaders means the end of our movement and the struggle of the Palestinian people. We believe that our destiny is one of two good things, either victory or martyrdom." And President Biden had a phone call with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He has now urged the Prime Minister to end this war. There's a lot of talk on the streets here in Tel Aviv. What is next for this war, and of course those remaining hostages. Dana and Bill.
Yeah, the hostages definitely top of mind. Matt Finn, thank you. What you got, Bill?
So, yeah, Dana, I've watched this thing 20 times. It's really remarkable stuff. So the drone goes into this area in Gaza. This building's been devastated. You know, entire holes have been blown out of the wall. They said it was on the ground floor, but it looks like it's floor number 2, and perhaps ground floor in this situation was a little higher and elevated. But that's Sinwar. He blends in with the seat, doesn't he? I mean, he's wearing the same colors, and he's also wearing a headdress over his head with only his eyes exposed, clearly trying to hide from the IDF. We are told a group of trainees from the IDF were just working a regular patrol through southern Gaza, and they came across a group of what they considered to be the other side. They opened fire, the men split up, and at least one of the individuals, who they believe was Sinwar, ran into this building. And then it's a remarkable step. They take a drone with a camera, and they're obviously feeding this back to headquarters in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. And they fly into this room, and there he is sitting there. He's missing an arm. on his right side. His left hand is holding something. It's been described as a stick. It's hard to say. And when that drone goes in the building, you can see the dust on the floor just poof and move away. It's really dramatic stuff. He knows he's cornered. He knows he's been caught. He slings that stick toward the drone, and then the drone turns away for a quick second, and then that's where the video stops, all right? So from that, let's go back to the board here, and let's just talk about this area. This is Gaza. I mean, it's so disputed, you know, from the White House all the way to Jerusalem. Netanyahu and Joe Biden, they've got different ideas, and Kamala Harris does too, about what should happen next. Your population center is Gaza City, Khan Yunis, and down here near the Philadelphia corridor is Rafah. And Rafah is the area where Sinwar was nabbed yesterday. They thought he would be in a tunnel. They thought he would take refuge and take shielding from some of the hostages. Maybe he's done that for the past year, but yesterday that was not the case. This is the Philadelphia corridor. This is strongly disputed between Hamas and also Israel. The Israelis believe under that corridor is where all those tunnels have been built that come in from the Sinai in Egypt and help feed Hamas and its military weapons. So let me just clear that and go forward one more time. Here's the town. This is the neighborhood where they caught him, where these IDF trainees were on a routine patrol, as they described it. And this really is the big picture. 6 weeks now, okay? Haniya's taken out at the end of July in Tehran. You got Nasrallah taken out at the end of September in Beirut. And now you got Sinwar eliminated mid-October in southern Gaza.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.